This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road once again. Yeah, so what am I riding today? Well, you know, the last time I went out didn't turn out too good coming back home, right? Yeah, flattened the tire. How do you like that? 4-inch wide fat tire, roofing nail. How do you like that? Yeah, never ride around areas that you know that they're putting a roof or something like that. Now that one was an old nail. It was kind of rusty, and of course nobody was putting in a roof around that area. So that nail must have been out there for a while. So there's no way you would know it. But if you have an option, yeah, stay away from the guys that are doing roofing. Yeah, don't go on that. So instead of taking a 4-inch fat tire, I'm taking a 1.25-inch tire. Yeah, this is the Magicycle Commuter Bike. Magicycle Commuter Bike. Yeah, this is a Class 1 bike. You don't pedal, you don't move. So I am pedaling today. We're moving pretty fast. We're doing 21 miles an hour according to the meter here. I'm not putting in that much effort either. This is a cadence sensor bike. Unlike the Velotric that we had, which was a Class 1 bike, but it was a torque sensor, which means you've got to put some major effort in to get that thing moving. I can't do it. Bad knee, bad hips, bad leg, bad everything. But I can do this one. Now this one was changed, as you know. I raised the handlebar a little bit. I put an adjustable stem on this particular bike, and so that brings it higher up. I still lean forward just a tad, but not anywhere close to what it was. So it makes it easier. You can sit more upright. I mean, if I put my hands on the, I don't know, this part of my hand, if I put it like that, I could just sitting totally upright. But you know, you can't grab the brakes too well that way, so I kind of lean forward just a little bit. But it's very, very little. So I don't know if you can see my legs, maybe you can see my knees going up and down, but I'm not pedaling hard. I'm just going a little bit, just keeping it moving. And as long as you keep the pedals moving a little bit, the bike goes. I'm on pedal assist level 3. It says I'm doing 21 miles an hour. You know, sometimes I don't trust these odometer and speedometers, right? Because I think the speedometers say that you do more than you're really doing a lot of times. So it says 21. I don't know. Maybe we're doing 19. I don't know. Still moving fairly well. Big guy on a bike. So let's talk about this whole thing with this flat, okay? I knew that once that video went out, it was going to be a big viewing video. A lot of people were going to watch it. True to that, the video hit 1,000 views in, let's see, 6 hours and 15 minutes. It hit 1,000 views. Now for a Russ is Right video, that's pretty good in just that amount of time. Really, it is. I think by noon, you know, I release most of my videos at 6 in the morning, right? So by noon, most of the videos probably would have about 400 views, 500 views, maybe something like that. So more than doubled it in that amount of time. I knew that was going to happen, and it, you know, that all boils down to the title of the video. People know that it's something that happened, and they want to find out what happened to you. And of course, I let you guys know in the 2 videos prior to that I was going to talk about it on that video. I wasn't going to do it on the first 2 videos because they were really, you know, based on its timing of what it was, the content of what it was. We were really just talking about getting there and then trying to head back home. So I figured the best thing to do would be to make a separate video talking about the whole flat issue and everything. So yeah, a lot of you guys had comments for me. Everything from sorry that happened to you to You didn't prepare, you didn't get ready for it. Yeah, I'm prepared for it. I knew it might happen. You didn't bring your stuff with you. What's wrong with you? Yeah, you know, the funny thing is when I left on that trip, it was on my mind. I kept thinking, well, what if something happened? I'm going kind of far away. I don't have any tools with me. I don't have anything with me except for the 2 additional batteries in the back. And what if something happened? Yeah, sure enough, that's what happens. I guess when you think about it, this is what's going to happen to you, right? So don't think about it. And then some other comments besides the flat, they were saying, you know, you had all these batteries. You didn't even check that the battery was fully charged? No, I told you guys. I left because I thought about it at like 1 in the morning and decided, hey, maybe I should do this. So I just kind of threw it in there. I kind of figured, you know, I knew two of the 3 would be at least filled, and it's 40 amp hours. I mean, I've done 40 amp hour rides before, and I've made it. And that's with the Rad Power Bikes bike. But I think the thing that really got it is the fact that it was throttled the entire time, not a single pedal. I figured I got 60 amp hours. Why would I bother? Not a single bit of pedaling. But that ate up all the power. Yeah, it just ate up the entire batteries. So even though 2 of them were fully loaded up and 1 wasn't, I figured even if the other one wasn't, I should be able to make it, but not if you're throttling the entire time. That's the thing, you know. You want to save battery, you better start pedaling. And the Rad, when I've done that ride in the past, you know, it's 60 plus miles. I bring the 2 20 amp hour triangle batteries with me. It makes it there because I pedal half the time and then I throttle the other half of the time. I didn't pedal at all on this ride. So I think that was the mistake. Had I pedaled some to help it, maybe it would have made it. Especially with you know, essentially 3 batteries with me, one in the cradle and then 2 in the back. So yeah. People said, you weren't prepared. It is what it is, right? All right, let's take the path here. You weren't prepared. Bring some slime. Get some flat out. You know what? Nobody ever mentioned armadillos. That's another type of product besides flat out and slime. Nobody mentioned that one. Usually somebody will mention that one. No, there are products. I do have a bottle of slime. I didn't bring with me. I didn't bring anything with me. I didn't have my bag with me because I didn't have the space on the rack. You know, my wife says, "Why didn't you just strap the bag on top of the batteries?" I says, "You know how big the thing was already? The bungee cords would be really huge to have to strap everything in there. It's getting heavy in the back there too. On top of it, and you know, my tools are pretty heavy because I carry a lot of stuff." So, yeah, I took the gamble, and that's what happened. So what did we all learn from this mess? Well, you gotta have a backup plan, right? My backup plan was Donut Jim. Donut Jim was busy. So you gotta have another backup plan. That would be Mrs. Wright. Luckily, Mrs. Wright was available. And the timing was right as well. Russ is always right. I told you guys that. Even in the time of disaster. Well, it could have been worse. I mean, it could have fell. I could have had a flat and fell, right? Think about it. Just prior to that timing, I was going on Gulf Road. That's a really busy road. It had construction going on. Like I told you, I was doing 28 miles per hour. That wasn't that far off from that timing. You know, had it happened while I was on that road, think about that. I wasn't riding at the time when it happened. Well, maybe it happened and it just didn't, the air didn't come out right away, but can you imagine you blowing out while you're riding at 28 miles an hour? Think about what that would actually mean, right? So that is something that you have to be concerned with. Gotta be careful, gotta watch everything that you do. Don't hit potholes. Don't hit anything that looks like it's going to be bad. So yeah, we're all gonna learn from this one. And having a flat is not a real big deal. I mean, in the sense that everyone gets a flat sooner or later. It's not like you're never gonna get one. That was actually my first flat. Yeah, I never had a flat up to that point for the bike, for any of the e-bikes. The first flat actually occurred in the garage. I put slime in it on the Rad Rover 5 when I first bought the bike. Like the second day I got the bike, I put the slime in, pumped it up, and then it blew up. And the reason is because it had a pinch flat. While I'm putting in the slime, the tires were sitting on the ground, so the weight of the bike pushing down on it essentially pinched the tube. And so when I pumped it back up, it blew up the tube. Yeah. So in a sense, slime caused my caused my flat. Two little rabbits to the side there, real baby ones. So people have asked me, why don't you put slime? Well, there's a lot of bikes. So suggestions came in. Here's some other ways you can do it. Besides putting slime on every single tire that I have, because I mean, if you've got near 20 bikes, you're talking 40 tires, you're gonna put it all in. That's a lot of slime. Or flat out, whichever you decide to do. Many people feel flat out is a superior product. Well, maybe so. I still have a bottle of slime. I bought a second bottle of slime. It's brand new. I didn't really use it. So they said, well, just carry the bottle of slime with you, and then with whichever bike you're at, and if you do have a problem, you can pump in the slime after you have the flat, roll it around a little bit, pump it back up, and hope that it holds it in place. That is an option. Okay, that is one way to do it, and one of the reasons I actually bought that extra bottle of slime. I think between the two products, though, I think, you hear that crackling? That doesn't sound good on the tires, right? I think if I were to do it again, I'd probably do flat out. Or armadillos. That's another product people have mentioned is even better. Some people feel that way, I saw some videos that actually looked really good. Like carry the bottle with you, and then when you get the thing, put it in there, let it do its thing, and then pump in the air and hope that it locks it in place. Well, the thing is, it's real easy to guess what you should do after it's happened, but it's also a way for us to think through what is the best solution for this, right? Now, of course, the best solution would be put it in there before you leave. But again, like I said, I've got a lot of bikes. How do I know which one I'm gonna have the flat in, right? Maybe we should reach out to Flat Out and see maybe if they can send me like a gallon's worth. Yeah, you never know, right? You guys should contact Flat Out and say, send RUSSISRIGHT some Flat Out. Enough for 20 bikes or more. So, yeah, I don't know. You try your best, sometimes. Yeah, but I went over 2 years without a flat, right? This is my third year of riding, essentially. So let's call it 2.5 years. Yeah, no flat, 2.5 years, thousands of miles. I mean, the very first year I had over, I don't know how many miles I had. What did I get? Over 2,500 miles in the first year alone? Something like that. I don't know what it was. It was a lot. Second year, kind of similar, right? Let me fix my mirror here. I kind of bumped it. And so yeah, I've done. Okay, this year I don't know how many miles I put in this year. So let's say I've put in at least. Let's take a guesstimate. 6,000 to 7,000 miles, maybe, since I got e-bikes. Maybe more, probably more. Probably more. But let's say at least 7,000. Okay. So the first flat in 7,000 miles, that's not too bad. Overall, that is actually not too bad. Now, others have mentioned, get AAA and call them. I don't know how AAA deals with it in our local area. I had seen some posts in the past where people said that AAA doesn't deal with it. Others said that they will, so I don't know what. That's one option. But Here's the thing that I thought about, and I know somebody else mentioned this as well. I've been thinking about this for many years, actually. What if you're on the trail? Can't call an Uber when you're in the middle of the forest preserve. They're not going to come and get you. You're going to have to push that bike to some street for any of these vehicles to come get you. Even AAA, they're not going to get you in the middle of the forest preserve, right? Which means one of the reasons I like riding on the street too is, yeah, if you have a blowout, you're at an intersection, you can call for help. That's what I did with Mrs. Wright. I told her exactly where I was. She was able to come get me right to where I was, because I wasn't in the middle of the forest preserve when it happened. Now you could say, because you were on the street and you had a roofing nail, that's why you had the roofing nail. You wouldn't have had it in the forest preserve. Yeah, that's true. But there's always other things in the forest preserves, right? I know a lot of you guys, you know, maybe out west you have the goat heads. You guys know what a goat head is? Yeah, thorny looking thing, right? Yeah, that could be bad. Okay, people mentioned too, why don't you put in the Tannis armor? Why don't you use Mr. Tuffy? Put in some liner. Put a pool liner in there. What do they call those things? Pool noodle. Put one of those in there, right? It's kind of like what the Tannis armor is trying to achieve. No, I think that nail would have went through regardless. I don't even care if you had the Tannis armor. It would have went through. That thing was sticking straight into that thing. I mean, that nail is probably, what is that? I'm kind of thinking, what is that, 2 inches? Come on, that's going to go through a Tannis armor. That stuff is not made out of metal. It's kind of foam, right? It's going to take care of you maybe for stuff like goat heads. I don't think it's going to do anything for a nail that goes perpendicular into the tire. That's gonna go right through that Tannis armor. So regardless of the Tannis armor or not, that nail would have got me regardless. So yeah, it's just something that happens that you really just can't prevent it happening. If it's gonna hit your tire, it's gonna hit your tire. There's no matter how hard you try, it would have had it. The only thing maybe, I think, would have been the flat out or something like that. Might have helped to seal it to get me to the bike shop or something to that effect. So maybe I'll carry a bottle with me, put it in my bag or something like that. Maybe I won't put it in every single tire, but again, as an after the fact type of thing, that might be okay. So I just can't see putting it in every single tire unless I had like a gallon's worth of that stuff. So, all right. So where are we going today? Nowhere. I'm hanging around the town. Well, the thing is, it's kind of late in the day. What time is it right now? 2:45. And why is it so late? Well, Mrs. Wright is off today. She has the day off. And so we did some stuff. We went some places, went to Costco, got her some gas in her car and all that stuff. Had lunch, all that kind of thing. And then she says, okay, you're going to go out and ride? I wasn't planning to. I really wasn't. I was getting tired. I mean, we woke up early. We were dealing with weeds and stuff in the backyard, trying to get rid of whatever weeds had popped up and then trim the bushes and stuff like that, because although we did it once before, it usually takes at least 2 times in a year. You have to trim it again because the things grow, right? So we did that early in the morning, sweated up a lot, got up early to do it and everything. So yeah, I was kind of tired. I was ready for a nap. Well, so was she. She says, get out. She literally told me, get out. She said, get on a bike and get out so I can go to sleep. How do you like that? So that's why we're out. So now I was thinking about what bike should I take, and I thought, and I said, you know what? I haven't taken the Magicycle Commuter Bike out in a long time. I had intended to a week or 2 ago, but I was tired and I didn't want to pedal. Let's see, we're going pretty good. According to this, they're doing 20.8 miles an hour, if it's correct or not. So yeah, I'm putting some pedaling, but I'm not pedaling hard. Like I said, it's just keep my legs moving, and it'll keep the bike moving. Yeah. So now I have not ridden the other bike much at all either. The Velotric T1. It's now called the T1. It's no longer called the Thunder 1. They were told we were told to change the name of the bike to T1. And then the other bike of that series is called the T1 ST. So yeah, the names got changed. So yeah, I haven't ridden that because that one takes even more effort than this one. Now, if you're looking for exercise, yeah, that would be the bike to take versus this bike. But with my weakened leg and bad knee and bad hips, actually the hips hurt more than the knees nowadays. Yeah, that's what really prevents me from walking well. The weight is one of it, of course, and then originally I think the doctor told me that my knees weren't good, so it's making me walk a little funny, and that of course affects your hips too if you're not walking correctly. Now that the knee's been fixed up, although still has its own little issues and strength and the like, the hips still hurt. So I think the hips still have issues. Maybe at that time it wasn't as known, but it is more so now, of course. The weight, of course, is the biggest thing. If you drop the weight, it'll be more improved. So, well, what can I say? We all know it. It's not like it's something I don't know, but it's very hard to do for many people. You know, you tell somebody to drop 50 pounds, drop 70 pounds. That's easier said than done, really. It is. For those who are overweight, you know what I'm talking about. It's easier said than done. So, all right, where am I going? Let's turn here. We always end up turning here and then turning around, but it's okay. All right, so let me tell you what's going to happen for the coming week. All right, I'm leaving my trip very soon, and by the time you see this video, one time this video comes out, in the next day or two, I'm going to be going. All right, so I'm going to be on the cruise for at least a week and a day to get there, and we get there earlier than the cruise. You always try to arrive a day before the cruise, just in case you're let me turn here. In case your plane doesn't make it on time, you don't want to miss the boat, right? So we got to get up to the Seattle area. That's where they launch out of. Spend a day in Seattle, and then the next day we're on the boat. So I'll be gone for a week, and then I got to get back. Once I get back, then I can start making videos. Then we'll see a video, a day or two after I get back. I will not have enough time to make videos for the week that I'm gone. Sorry about that. I tried as hard as I could, but can't do it. I've been waiting for bikes to show up as well so I can do reviews on them. The Magicycle Deer is one of them. As I'm writing this, the Deer should be in tomorrow. And so I'm hoping to be able to take it really quickly and maybe make a quick review on it. I don't think I'm going to have to do a lot of effort to do this review, because I'm pretty positive this thing is kind of like the Ocelot Pro with the suspension of a Deer, all right? And if that is the case, I know exactly how it's going to feel already. I already know. So if it meets that criteria, then the review will be able to be put out relatively quickly. It'll probably be the fastest review I can put out compared to any of the other reviews I've done. So that is coming in. So that's probably the only thing I'm going to be able to do before I leave. So here's what I suggest you guys do. If you're desperate for a Russ is Right video, there are a lot of Russ is Right videos. In fact, it's close to almost 1,000 Russ is Right videos out there. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Take a look at my channel. You'll see it says like 980 80 something videos or something like that. Yeah, we're close to 1,000 videos. Now, you're not going to watch my knee replacement videos, of course, unless you have a knee problem. But there's hundreds of Russ is Right videos. And if you've just joined us, you got a lot of catching up to do. Spend that week and watch some of the older Russ is Right videos. Yeah. Yeah, just go to the main channel. Just go on the search function of YouTube if you've never done it before. Type in Russ is Right. Then you'll see the Russ is Right channel. Go on there and just click on the playlists, all right? Playlists. And in the playlist, you'll see a thing that says e-bikes. And if you go on there, that's where all of the e-bike videos are. Pick one that you haven't seen before. Try some of the early ones and then try some of the most recent ones that you haven't seen maybe, okay? Spend that week doing that. Do me a favor and do that, okay? And that'll keep you company while I'm not actually riding, okay? It's only a week, come on, it's not so bad. I think when I went off to California, that was a couple of weeks, and I had videos for those 2 weeks. But this is only 1 week. It's not going to be so bad. All right, go do that. All right. Enough of that. I'll cover that that situation there. Where are we? Yeah, we're still hanging around the same general area. All right, I would have taken a left, but a car is in my way, so I'll just take another right. Swing around here again. All right, so since I've been on, I've traveled 7.4 miles. I don't know how the angle is on this camera right now. I readjusted it a little bit. Yeah, so the Commuter Bike, I don't know if it's still on sale or not, but I saw that thing for $899. It is. Check it yourself. If you want one of these bikes, this is the time to get it. I think, what were these things for before? $1,299, $1,399? I don't know what it was. It's up there. $899. I don't know if they still got the sale going on, but that's a real good price. All right, let's turn here again. We're going in a circle. No, I've always said that this is, like, I always call it my second favorite bike. Whether it really is or it isn't, it's the style of the bike is among my favorites, because you do have to put some effort, and it's not hard effort. Yeah, the cadence sensor helps me better for my situation. May not be for those who want the exercise. Yeah, if you want the exercise, go get yourself the torque sensor version. That would be the Velatric T1. All right, but no, if you want to pedal, but you don't want to pedal hard. Look, I mean, I'm pedaling. We've done 7.8 miles already. Do I sound winded to you? No. I've been pedaling the entire time. I haven't stopped pedaling. But it's easy. It's easy pedaling. It's not hard pedaling, and you're still moving fast. So that's why I like it. All right, let's go back up on the path here. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, no throttle, class 1 only. It's a belt drive. Have you heard the motor on this thing? No, you can't hear anything on this thing. You don't even hear the chain. I'm backpedaling right now. You hear anything? No, because you don't have a derailleur, you don't have a chain, you don't have anything. It's a single speed bike. Yeah, this is a good second bike. That's how I see it. You can make it as your main bike too. I'm not saying you can't, but if you already have a bike, you want something that's different. I mean, when I'm on this thing, people probably laugh at me. They go, look at this guy on this really thin bike, thin tires, big heavy guy. Big heavy tires, yellow vest. They don't know it's an e-bike. You can't tell. Yeah, they can't tell it's an e-bike. All right, you got this display screen over here, but you know, go past them real fast. They're not going to see that. Nobody can tell it's an e-bike. They can't tell. It looks like I'm riding a real bike. A real bike versus a fake bike. Look like you're riding a non-electric bike, right? How did they know? It's got the real thin tires on there. Frame is really thin. It's lightweight. Hey, I could put this on the back of a regular standard bike rack. Bring it anywhere I want. I've done that before. I don't think I've recorded it before, but yeah, I put it on a regular bicycle rack, not an e-bike rack on the car. Put it on my own car. I don't even need Mrs. Wright's car. I don't need that SUV to do that. Put that bike rack on there and then just pop this on there. It's only like, what is it, like 43 pounds or something? I don't know, something like that. So yeah, it's a good second bike for certain types of purposes, right? All right. Car stopped for me. Always wave. Let them know that you appreciate that they stopped for you. Yeah, we want to be good ambassadors of bike riding. Oh, and thanks to the Good Samaritans who stopped and helped me. Yeah, I mean, it didn't really get us anywhere, but yeah, it was a thought that counts. Yeah, they helped pump up the tire. It only lasted about a city block until the entire tire ran out of air again. Yeah, well, we didn't know. I mean, we didn't flip it around. We didn't look for the culprit of the flat. So, and it held for a while. I think if I would have pushed it, it might have been okay. But hey, I'm not pushing that. I can't walk 1.5 miles on my bad leg, and I barely walk a block. I got my own issues going on, right? They didn't know that though. So, yep. What are you gonna do? Oh, okay. So let's talk about fixing that flat. All right. That was another thing I wanted to talk about. So I got a lot of suggestions of, don't bring it to REI. They'll charge you a lot of money. Yeah, they probably would. Fix it yourself. It's not hard. I know how to fix a flat. It's not like I don't know how to fix a flat. I know how to fix a flat. I know how to take the tire off of the rim. I'm just saying that on these particular rims and this particular tire, it's near impossible taking it off. The tire comes up. Okay, let's define terms here. The tire comes off the rim, difficult. Okay, but the wheel itself, meaning the wheel, meaning the rim with the tire on it. Okay, it's not that hard to take off in the back on that bike. Many people said, yeah, you need a hub drive. So mid-drive bike would make it easier to fix the flat. Hey, if you're going to get a flat on that, you're going to get a flat on that too, okay? But taking the tire off on this bike was not hard. Taking the entire wheel off, I'm saying. It's, I carry the right tools. No, not that day. I carry the right wrench to take the thing off of it, off the hub and everything. I don't need to take the motor off. All I need to do is take the tire out so I can change the tire out. That's all it needs to do. I was able to do that, okay? And but I'm saying that the tires on this particular rim is so hard to get off with the standard tire levers that it's too hard to do. That's why I said maybe I need REI or somebody to do it for me. And we were planning to do that, but Mrs. Wright says, well, why don't you just buy better tire levers? That's true. And she says, how much does it cost them to fix this flat? I go, I don't know, $30, $40 maybe? He goes, how much is the tire levers? I go, $29. She goes, just buy the tire levers. Then in the future, when you have a problem again, you have the tire lever to take it off again. That's true. So that's what we did. That's what we did. I ordered on Amazon, Park Tools, metal tire levers. These are a little longer, so that's why it costs a little bit more. So you have better leverage to take off the tire from the rim. Now I don't know whether I'll still be able to do it. It may even scratch up the rim because they're painted black, But if it does, it does. I mean, what can I say, right? But I do need to bring something with me. I mean, REI I can't put in the back of my tool bag. But I can take tire irons with me. So if I have to, I could bring it along and fix my own flat in the field again, right? So that's what we're doing. So right now I'm waiting Oops, this is a cul-de-sac. Didn't realize that. I'm gonna swing around. Now, I told you guys I don't do U-turns, right? Well, I could do it on this. I don't do U-turns on fat tire bikes. That's the thing. Fat tire bikes, not as nimble. These things, yeah, look at this. Go swinging around like this, okay? You can do stuff. Let's head back this way. Yeah, fat tire bikes are definitely not as nimble. Look at this. I can swing around just like I did when I was a kid. But yeah, so we're waiting for those tire levers to come in so I can try to get it off myself. And you know, I've done tire changes and tube changes before on the fat tire bikes. I did it on the Rad Rover 5. But for some reason, these rims and these particular tires are so tight on there that the cheap plastic tire levers can't do it well. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna pop or something like that, or I'm gonna break the tire lever. And it's too short. The tire lever's too short. I can't get good leverage on it. So, so that's what I did. Spent the big bucks. Now, I also went on Temu.com and ordered generic tire levers that are metal as well, that are like $3.95. Now, they may actually be just as good. I have no idea. If they do just as good of a job, I won't need the other one. I can return it to Amazon. Or I can keep them both, then I'll have 4 tire levers to be able to work with. They only give you 2 with the Park Tools for $29.95. So Park Tools is always, in general, always the best tools for bikes. They're known for bike tools, but they're also the most expensive. But they also sell stuff that's made the way they should be made. So that's why I ordered it. Plus I can get them faster than stuff that comes in from Temu. Temu comes from China, right? So anyway, but I figured, you know, hey, if the Temu stuff doesn't work out, you know, I'm not shipping it back to China. I mean, but it's only like $3.95, so I figured let's take a gamble. Take a gamble on it. That'll be in, I think Temu moves pretty fast, about a week and a half to 2 weeks at most, something like that. But yeah, so the Deere is out of commission until that tire is changed out. It's not a hard thing to do. I mean, it's already off. The tire is actually, the wheel's already off the frame. It's just sitting around. It's just waiting for something I can maybe try to remove that tire off of the rim better. All right, I think that's enough. We've talked this thing enough. Appreciate all the comments and the suggestions from everybody. I'm just glad it didn't happen while I was riding. You know, I was actually stopped when that actually occurred. And I wasn't on a major street or anything like that when it happened. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and do as I say for the next coming week is watch the old RUSSISRIGHT videos, okay? Go to the main channel, just type in RUSSISRIGHT on the main search function in YouTube. Go to the thing that says playlist and then click on the thing that says e-bikes, and there's a ton of rides on there. You may not have seen it. So watch that. Okay, I'll talk to you guys next time. See you guys in about a week or so.